Hi, we are South America's Up North. My name is Erica.
My name is Ivanis, and today we're gonna show you how we soundproofed, framed, and insulated our van. Check it out. On our last video, we showed how we insulated and installed our subfloor. If you haven't seen them yet, go check it out.
The first step of installing the sound deadener was cleaning the wall and every surface that we are going to apply it. We use this one. It's an industrial strength cleaner and degreaser from WD-40. And after passing this, that's the sound deadener. It's a peel and stick, pretty easy to apply. And also to apply this, we had to buy this roller.
Very good. Yeah, right there.
After installing this, using the roller, we can make this bubble flatter. And then that's it.
Yeah, actually that's how the company said that once you don't see this bubble anymore, it's because you completely soundproofed your piece of metal in this case.
Our van already came with some pieces of sound deadener, so we didn't have to cover a big space. For each brand of sound deadener, they recommend a different percentage of coverage that you have to use. So when you're buying, check it out.
Besides the wall and the ceiling, we also insulated the area that covers the wheel from the inside of the van. So it's really important in this case when you're driving and you go through a gravel road or something, you see a lot of gravels hitting the subfloor, and in this case the area close to the wheel as well. So it's good to insulate that as well, and when you're driving it's going to be more pleasant drive in this case.
We also saved some of the sound deadener to put in the doors, so we can minimize the sound when we are locking the door.
And we made a little video for you to show the difference between an insulated wheel and a non-insulated wheel. It has a difference. Moving on to the framing process, this is a really important step because it's where you're gonna attach your furniture in the future and also your walls. It's really important to put some framing on the walls and also on the ceiling of the van.
Let's imagine how it would be without the framing. Every piece of wood and cabinets, furniture in general, we would have to attach to the van itself. It has some kind of structure, but in some place you don't have. So if you're putting a screw, it would come out of the van, and probably when it was raining, you're gonna have a leak inside.
A lot of leakings,
Yeah.
We attached the framing to the van itself by using pocket holes in that. So we use this jig to make the pocket hole, and then you just need to screw it down. So in this case, we
Let's pretend I'm the wall.
But you're always like that. Yeah. So in this case, we place the jig close to 1 inch for the wind of the wood, and then you just use the drill to hit the surface, and then you're gonna have a nice hole, and then just screw it down. We were so excited on doing the framing that we forgot most of the times to record a video for you, so sorry about that. We mostly have the ceiling, but yeah, the walls we were too excited to record actually.
And for the 2x2 that we put in the ceiling, we're gonna show you a video that we can explain more how we did. That's a piece of wood that we want to fit in here, so we can place the plywood afterwards and make the ceiling. So, but when I put this wood here, as you can see, we lose like, like less than half an inch. It's not too much, but every space is some space. So, and we didn't want to cut here in the middle because that's a place where we want to put a screw. If we have the wood here too thin, it's going to be more difficult to put it, like you can break the wood. So in order to cut here, like the edges, we had to make a template, and we did like this. We put this in here, try to kind of level it with the van. It doesn't make sense to use a bubble level. We kind of did like this. But we are not going to cut this like in the bottom part of the wood. Not in here. We are going to transfer this to here. That's one that we already cut here. When we put this in here, we saw that there are some screws. No, it's not a screw. Like, it's not flat here. And we had to cut to make these holes to fit in here. But also, we saw that we have to make an angle here, because it's not like
90 degrees, right?
90 degrees, yeah, it's like kind of a curve.
If you have a question or you made anything different, just give us a comment and tell us about your experience, or give us something.
Or your lack of experience. For the insulation of the walls and ceiling, we used a different material that we used in the floor. In this case, we used cheap wool. I think the main reasons were that it was not harmful, it deals well with moisture, it's also a sound deadener, and now we can see that it made a lot of difference.
Yes.
Like, there was a construction here behind our building, and we could close the doors of the van, and the sound there would be so low. And compared to our house, it was much better to be in the van than in our house itself.
Yeah, exactly. These also have a good R value. In this case, it's 3.6 per inch. So it's a really good R value for your conversion.
Also, it was really, really easy to use. In the van, we have some small holes that we had to fill with the wool. And it was like just taking it like this and putting inside the holes.
And to put the wool on the wall, it's really simple. You just cut it to length, just put it on the wall, and in this case we decided to use a tape to fix it before we in the future we're gonna put the wall on it. The only downside of it was the delivery that took so long. It was, I think, 6 weeks because of COVID.
But we knew this in advance. So when we bought, we knew that it was going to take time, and
fortunately we had that time to wait. So yeah, it worth it actually. It was really good. Yeah. So I guess this is it. We're coming to the end of this video. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Say that you love it, and you like it, and you enjoy it. It was really fun for you.
Don't forget to subscribe.
And see you next time.
See ya.
Nega, ninguém é assim na vida real, nega. Você também não é assim na vida real. Aqua.
Fazendo.
Tá indo direitinho?
Maravilhoso não, mas... Nada de... Ai, que merda!